G'day crew. I'll just do another little short video focusing on the haze pots because I've had a couple of people direct message me about them. They're a lightweight pot. They're not as heavy as some of my other pots because, for one thing, there's only one ring on them. The ring's a thicker ring, but counter to that, it's got the floating ring on top to make sure it comes up so the crabs can get in. And it's got that little plate to hold the ropes out of the way. And of course there's only one ring there instead of two, so it is a bit lighter. It's not as bulky, so there's not as much surface area for the current to catch on and drag it along. So it's a bit of a trade-off. Still, I'm a bit cautious about putting them down in high current areas. I haven't done it. I put them down in areas where the current is low to medium, say up to about 1.5 knots or so, and they seem to be fine. I don't think I'll be going drop them in a current that was going 3 knots. You might get away with something around 2 knots, I'm not sure. Something to experiment with. But in the low current areas, they're brilliant. Now another thing I'll just mention is the bait bag. They're a smaller pot, so the bait bag isn't enormous. Not nearly as big as the bait bag in my other pots. Plenty big enough to fit one half mullet and one of those little bottles I use for the burley. But you're not going to get 2 half mullets in there. But that's fine because you're going to check these pots regularly, so you can change your bait regularly as well if it gets too eaten. Now you don't want to leave these in any more than, say 30 or 40 minutes max. I generally try to check them every 20 to 30 minutes. So they're not a pot you're going to leave in very long. He does do an overnight pot. It's a little bit different to this. It's the same basic design, but it's got a sort of a funnel on the top of it to stop the crabs swimming straight out again. I haven't used them. I can't comment on them really, but these are brilliant for regular checking and for prospecting an area where you just want to check it and see if there's any crabs there and move it somewhere else and drop it again. When you're just looking to see where the crabs are, they're brilliant. Because of their flat design, when they're all up like this, I'm told you can actually frisbee them out from the shore like you would throw a frisbee or discus. Just get it and throw it out from the shore, get it into some water away from the shore. I don't fish from the shore, so I haven't tried it, but I can see how that would work. And as I said, I've seen people saying you can do it, so I believe it. Another thing about them though, I'll just mention that I don't know that I'll be putting my heavy rope on them. I think these are better used with the lighter rope, the thinner rope. Again, just for the drag that it creates when the current goes past. You don't want to upset the pot and have it move around in the current. Okay, when they go into the water, they automatically deploy themselves, and that float ring floats up like that. They form a cone shape. My beautiful assistants there. And the plate on top of the ropes holds them up out of the way. The crab can just crawl up the side of it and go straight in the top. I've found the catch rate on these is about the same as the old suicide dillies. You can check them about every 20 minutes. You're going to find some crabs there, provided there's crabs in the area. And that's it for this video. It's just a short one to answer some questions that people inboxed me about, and I thought others might be interested in the answers, plus I threw in a few other facts as well. I'll just finish up by saying they're a great pot for a quick crabbing session. Until next time, good fishing.